Welcome back to American Without a Clue. I'm Zach, an American Without a Clue, and in today's episode, I will be trying a lot of Australian snack products for the very first time, including chips, savory, chocolates, lollies, mints, you name it, I got it, and we're going to try and rate it right here for you today. If at some point in this video you like the content you're seeing, please be sure to like the video and maybe even subscribe to my channel to continue seeing my content in the future. But without further ado, let's jump into today's episode. Some of the products in today's episode were purchased and imported by me. And then a lot of the products in today's episode were actually a part of a unboxing from last week, a few weeks ago, via Willy Wonka. So thank you again to Willy Wonka for making today's episode possible. It simply would be lackluster without the products that you have featured in the video. First up, something I have been incredibly excited about since I unboxed it during that unboxing that we just referenced. These are the Daryl Lee's Milk Chocolate Traditional Rockley Roads. And these just look absolutely phenomenal. Also, a product of the unboxing, several hats that will be making a lot of appearances on future videos. Wow. I don't think I was expecting this. Holy moly. Look at that depth. Can we focus? Focus, please. There we go. That looks amazing. Oh. Wow. A few things to be aware of throughout the course of today's episode. I'll be trying a lot of products again. Therefore, I am going to pace myself. You won't see me eating 2 or 3 of a piece, no matter how much I like it, just because I want to make sure I have plenty of room for the others. And the other thing is I will be cleansing my palate in between each round. That was top notch. That exceeded any expectations that I had. And I'm very, very close. So I want to create this like top 5 that would be like above and beyond the scale. These will be rotated in and out based upon future taste tests, but essentially until dethroned, it would hold 5 products that I deem the best products that I have tried on the channel thus far. And that one is very, very close, but I don't think it's quite there. I also need to go back and kind of look retroactively at what I've already tried and see if any of those fit the category. But let me know what a good name for that would be. Instead of just top 5, that's kind of boring. So something that's above the rest, it's cream of the crop, top of the top. Let me know kind of like slang-wise how you would refer to these top 5 products as. But that's still S tier. Very, very good and a fantastic way to start today's episode. I don't know if they're an extremely popular item, but if they're not, they need to be, because that texture is perfect. How that marshmallow just kind of gives away to the chocolate. And then that tiniest crunch of the peanut, it's phenomenal. S tier, Rockley Road. Up next, something that everyone has been telling me that I have to try ever since the Tim Tam episode. These are Arnott's Mint Slice. Delicious mint cream made with pure mint oil layered over a crunchy biscuit and coated in real dark chocolate. Holy moly. Ooh. I feel good about these, as always, even though you all probably know what they look like. Mint Slice by Arnott's. There we go. Yep. For those of you that have not heard of Girl Scout cookies, we have a brand of cookies here called Girl Scout cookies, sold by the Girl Scouts in boxes at certain seasons throughout the year. Normally they set up tables outside of retail establishments and lure you in. Please buy my Girl Scout cookies. And they have a cookie that is called either a grasshopper or a thin mint. I don't know if they used to be called grasshoppers and now they're called thin mints or vice versa. It tastes almost exactly like this. The difference, the Girl Scout cookie does not have the cream in there. It's just the mint cookie with the chocolate outside. So the cream adds something to that I never thought I needed, because if I'm going to get a Girl Scout cookie, it's going to be a thin mint. They're also really good frozen, so I wonder if these will be really good frozen. This is S tier, and this is also top 5. So I don't know what we're going to call this top 5 category, but this is going in it. This is amazing. I love mint and chocolate, and this just does so well with the cream addition in there. That is so good. It's very difficult to mess up a mint product because, I mean, mint is mint. I think based upon what you add to the mint, it can make it a little bit more lackluster than not, but everything about that's perfect. I really don't know what else to say about that. But you guys are right, so thanks for the suggestion. It was well worth the order. Let's go back to Daryl Lee's, something I'm very excited about, the Batch 37 Fresh Licorice. As I mentioned in the unboxing video, I was a huge fan of the dark chocolate black licorice bullets from Daryl Lee. And then I was immediately like, I need to try some actual black licorice from Australia because I've only ever had it covered in chocolate of some sort. And you know what? Mr. Willie answered the call without even knowing he was answering the call, because by the time that episode aired, this package was already in the mail. That is shiny. Holy moly. This is also a hunk of licorice. That's so soft. Do you like black licorice? I have found that a lot of Americans do not like black licorice. I tried to share some of my bullets with several people, family, friends, coworkers. I had one person say they liked black licorice. Black licorice is amazing. How is that better than the bullet? I mean, the dark chocolate and the black licorice bullet was very, very good. Don't get me wrong. Somehow that's better. That is like, the texture is so soft. It's not hard and stale like some of the black licorice that we have. If I was not doing a taste test right now where I'm going through like 10 different products, I would immediately start popping those one after the other, after the other, after the other. That may be the best licorice product I've ever had in my entire life. And that's coming from someone who thought they knew what black licorice was and enjoyed black licorice. That is a game changer, a whole new ball game. Daryl Lee black licorice. I got to give it up to you. That is fantastic. Palm oil free, I see. And I really hate to do this so soon after I just did the other one, but I'm confident that is top 5 products that I've tried so far on this channel. So we're putting another one into the top 5 bank, and we really got to name this thing. While we're on the topic, we might as well stay here. Daryl Lee licorice all sorts. I have tried some all sorts from the UK, which, by the way, I have tried a variety of UK products. And so I feel like I'm fairly well versed in UK snacks and sweets and crisps and those sorts of things. And some of the products that I have actually been sent, I have tried their UK counterpart. But looking at the ingredients, there are some differences. So super excited to see what those differences are and how they compare taste-wise. But obviously, the all sorts that I had were not Daryl Lee brand. What brand were they? I don't remember. So here we go. I don't know if these are different flavors, but that is, again, that is a hunk. Like, Daryl Lee does not play when it comes to portion sizes. Like, that is a gigantic, like, one piece. Here we go. I didn't want to say this before I tried this, just in case. However, if I can find the clip of me and my buddies at Blanks trying the all sorts from the UK for the first time, I will put it in the video right now.
Oh, tastes like a bar of soap.
The all sorts that we tried from the UK literally tasted like rubber. I remember it very vividly. The outside tasted a little stale, and the licorice that was included by whatever brand it was not good licorice. It was bitter. I don't know what was up, but none of us were fans. We ragged on it pretty hard. So I was a little concerned going into this that this would have the same texture, it would have the same flavor profile. Daryl Lee is on to something. And I don't know how long Daryl Lee has been in business, but somebody commented something that they got into some financial troubles some time ago, and fortunately enough came out of that and are still making products. I would be very distraught knowing what I know now and then finding out that I was never able to try a Daryl Lee product. Those all sorts light years ahead of what I tried before. And if one thing's for certain, if you're new here and you don't know me, or you've just started getting to know me, one thing that I'm not going to do is pander. I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. If something's disgusting, I'm going to tell you it's nasty. And there have been some products that I have said are nasty. That all sort is the perfect counterpart to the other licorice products that I have tried from Daryl Lee. I don't know what Daryl Lee does bad, but I know what it doesn't do bad, and that is licorice. Amazing. S tier. That's another S tier product. I don't know that I could tell the difference in the flavor between the green one and the pink one, so if there are different flavors, it wasn't strong enough for me to notice. However, I'm not mad at it. If they're just different colors for the sake of being different colors, cool. They taste fantastic. They taste wonderful. And after I finish off this bag of licorice, the next thing I'm going for is to finish off the bag of the all sorts S tier. I swear today's episode may well track to be the highest rated episode of all time thus far. Hopefully this doesn't mess it up. These are Poliwaffle bites, milk chocolate and wafer coated marshmallow. My understanding is there used to be a product called the Poliwaffle or something, Poliwaddle, and they got rid of it. And then for whatever reason, instead of bringing it back, they decided they would try to supplement with Poliwaffle bites, which is the only thing that you can get that is even remotely close in comparison to the original product. But I've also heard maybe it doesn't stand up to what the original product was. The good thing is I've never had the original product, so I'm not going to be able to compare and say that this is a low-rated product based upon my comparison to the original. Poliwaffle bite. That's not going to work. Let's do that, because otherwise it will roll on the floor. Mm. Mm. Can I just say something? I don't know if you guys know how good you have it. I can't tell you the number of chocolate products that I've had in the U.S. that have been terrible or bitter or not tasted like they absolutely should. And while I don't have anything to compare that to, I think if the original version of that was even better, that product was dangerous, and that's why they removed it. Someone put out a hit on the original product and had it removed from existence because its flavor was too good. Now, with that being said, while very, very good, I do not qualify that as S tier, but it is an A tier. And I can't quite put my tongue on what stops it from going into S, but make no mistake, an A rating is not a bad rating. As you can see from the rest of the scale, it goes all the way down to F. So anything above a C, we're doing pretty good here. I do enjoy the marshmallow on the inside. I enjoy the wafer. I enjoy the chocolate. You know, I don't know that I have complaints about it. It's just not top of the top, you know? Up next, something I'm very excited about. Maltesers. Ladies and gentlemen, I have had British Maltesers. And I enjoyed them. And I tried to compare it to a Whopper here in America. Not the same thing, not the burger. We have a candy called a Whopper, which is basically the same thing, except it tastes like it's out of date by about 3 years. These look very similar to the Poliwaffles. So yeah, I've not had a Malteser in probably 2.5 years. So I'm excited. It's amazing how light that is. The crunch. That was very good. Yeah, I wouldn't be able to compare it to the British version because it's been so long since I've had it. I do have to say the flavor is nostalgic, if I can use that word. It's good. And I think very similar, if memory serves me correctly, I would give this an A rating, which is the second highest rating you can receive here. Because it's very good. It's solid. If I was going to the movie theater, I would probably get me a pack of Maltesers and pop those throughout the movie. No problems whatsoever. And surprisingly enough, after 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 products today, we have nothing ranking below an A. Let's hope we don't jinx it. Let's jump ahead to some Savory products. Also highly recommended. These are the burger rings. Big Burger Taste. These look great. As is typical with all of our Savory products. The smell lacks something to be desired. Very, the light scent. It kind of smells like cleaning product. What in the world is going on there? Very reminiscent of a tiny Funyun, if you're familiar with the American product Funyun. There we go. Thankfully, it tastes way better than it smells. And if maybe I got a bad pack, I don't know. So if you have burger rings in your house, go open them up, stick your nose in the bag, see if I'm just going crazy. I think that is a solid snack product. And that would be great to eat with like sandwich or something. Just kind of have on the side, like pack of chips. I don't think it's life-changing though. It's good. I don't think it's great. It's not perfect. And for that, we're going with a B rating. And I just had to open my big mouth at the end of last round. But I'm genuine here, and I'm not going to rate something a specific rating just to say that we had the best episode of all time. So, yeah, they're good. Nothing to write home about. I am home. Burger rings, B. Another highly recommended product, sticking with the Savory, and these expire at the end of the month, so it's a good thing that I'm filming this now. These are the Twisties cheese. Again, another light scent, very, very light. This looks like a Cheeto. I'm going to give this the benefit of the doubt because it is so close to the expiration date, but they do not have the crunch. They've got like that, I'm starting to get stale kind of like softness to them. And it is a very, very light cheese flavor. That is by far the most lackluster product that we've had today. And I don't think I ever need to have those again. Unfortunately, I was excited about those. And not deducting points for the staleness. So texture aside, solely based upon the taste, I'm going to give those a C. No, I'm going to give those a D. C is too high for something that I'm never going to go back for. It's not disgusting by any stretch, but it is like lacking of all flavor. Like when I have something that's cheese flavor, I want it to punch me in the mouth, and that was just far too subtle. I tasted more of the puff, like the maize puff, than anything else. So let's hope we fare better with these. These are the Twisties chicken, and these don't expire until October. So maybe I'll get a better feel for how the texture is intended to be. Same look. Very light scent again. What is the deal with the Savory products not having a big smell today? Yeah. The crunch is much better. But again, that flavor dissipates so fast. So fast. It's not any better than the cheese. The crunch is better. But again, I'm not factoring the texture into the score. It's a D. That's kind of sad. I don't know if this episode will come out before or after another episode where I try some chips by the brand of Red Rock Deli, I believe. So no spoilers other than the simple fact of when you try a product that is as flavorful as that across the board, it's really hard to give something like this anywhere close to the same rating. And if the chicken and cheese wasn't good, we have for you the Wicked Cheddar, which is a huge bag. I'm now kind of sad that they were out of stock in the small bags for these. These also don't expire until October, so. Okay, all right, a little more of a cheese smell. This is much more fun, too. Okay, slightly better. Definitely more cheese. These remind me of like a cheese doodle. Or a Cheeto. Much stronger cheese flavor. Yeah. If I was going to have a big bag in any of them, I'd want it to be this. They definitely got their seasoning portions better. I felt like they skimmed on the regular cheese and the chicken. That was much better proportioned. The Wicked Cheddar, it's still not the best thing I've ever had in my life. It's still somewhat subtle for the product that it is. So it's a C, but it's better than a D. Well done. We need to produce more along those lines. As we have finished up our Savory, we're now going to jump into Allen's Retro Party Mix, something I've been extremely excited about. There are so many different products in here. I'm not going to rate them all individually. I'm just going to rate the party mix overall, but I will be trying everything in here. Pineapples, which I've had individually on their own, I remember being very good. And still are very good. Lips. What flavor is that? Like Tutti Frutti? Good. I take it this is retro, man. Wow. Very good orange flavor. Ripe raspberry, which I believe I've had before. I think so. Good. Cola bottle. We have cola bottles here in the States, but they're a different texture, more of like a gummy. Holy moly. Whoa. Wowzers. That blows our gummy cola bottles out of the water. This texture is way better. I feel like this texture holds flavor a little bit better. Yeah, I freaking love that. Race car. Kind of looks like our gummy frogs that we have. Mm-hmm. Honey bear. Mm-hmm. Whoa. Whoa. That was very good. Strawberries and cream. Ah. I think this is the only strawberry in this whole pack. That's unfortunate. I think this is the only milk bottle in this whole pack. History has proven I love a milk bottle product. Gosh, that's good. That is really good. And then last, the sender of this package said this was his favorite part of the retro party mix, and unfortunately not able to be purchased on its own. Teeth. That is a wild and crazy looking product, by the way. Mint. Like wintergreen. That is also very good. That is a stellar group of lollies. Again, me being honest. I'm always going to be honest. I'm not going to try to peddle a lie. Upon receiving those, I was a little worried because our mix products that we have in the US is normally a lot of mediocre, subpar candies that got thrown into a bag together because nobody wants to buy them on their own, and so they're more likely to sell if you put them amongst other products that are also not super great, but there's a variety, so you at least don't get tired of them after eating one or two. I very rarely, if ever, have a mix candy product in the States that I walk out of feeling like I've had a good time. That is like you took the best lolly products from Allen's and put them in a mix. And instead of like bringing together all the stuff that you couldn't sell, and so you've just thrown them together in the warehouse as a last ditch effort to make some funds and not lose out on the product that you made, this feels like they're rewarding everyone with the best possible things. Now, why you would have teeth not be eligible or available outside of this party mix, I don't know. I also want to get my hands on some of the milk bottles that are in there, and the strawberries and cream, and the honey bears. I might as well just name off everything in there, because everything in there is very good, and I can guarantee you one thing, that will not be the last time I have an Allen's Retro Party Mix. If I have to order 17 of them and buy out my website, that is very stellar, and I have no problems whatsoever, and I do not feel guilty at all also putting that in the top 5 products, which now has 3 out of the 5 slots held. And again, they can be rotated in and out. If I find another product that is better than that down the line, it could potentially be moved out. But as it stands right now, me being a gummy, candy, lolly, sweets fan, that ticks all the boxes. Every single one of them. And as one should do when closing out any kind of eating, you should have a mint. So we shall. Cool Mints by Allen's. A smaller product than I was anticipating. It's like a very tiny gumball. Whoa. Whoa. Wow. And again, I say, wow, in a great way. That's how I want to finish a meal. If I just finished eating at a steakhouse or some kind of garlic substance on a burger or something, I want those Cool Mints near me. Dude, what is it with this episode? I mean, other than the few Twisties products that we had, this has been amazing. And I'm going to give those an A. I think as mint products go, it's very strong, both in its ranking amongst mint products and in its potentness. Is that a word? Potentness? The measure of potent? I don't know. So I think all in all, if you were to average out this episode, it still ranks very high. We've filled 3 of the top 5 spots in our top 5 that I still need a name for. So give me your best options. The more you submit, the better, because it means you got a better chance of submitting one that I like. And we'll slap a name on that, and we'll start posting that in the episodes, and hopefully we'll fill that up very, very soon. Again, I'd like to thank Willy Wonka for sending some of the products featured in today's episode. No misses, I would like to reiterate, from the products sent to me. Products I ordered on myself. Yeah, some of those weren't the best. Yeah, I'd like to thank you for sticking around to the end of the episode. I'm Zach, and this has been American Without a Clue, and we will see you in the next video.
Just because this video is over doesn't mean the fun has to stop here. Click either one of the videos down below to continue watching a Clueless American experience all things Australia. We'll see you next time.